Welcome, history lovers and curious minds. Today, we are voyaging across the vast blue Pacific to uncover the story of a tiny island nation with a colossal history, the Republic of Palau. From ancient seafarers to a modern environmental champion, this is the complete history of Palau. Our story begins around 3,000 years ago, when skilled Austronesian voyagers, likely from Southeast Asia, navigated the open ocean using only the stars, winds, and waves. These weren't just explorers, they were pioneers, bringing with them the seeds of a new society, agriculture, pottery, and advanced fishing techniques that would sustain generations. Over centuries, a unique and vibrant culture blossomed across Palau's islands. Society was organized through matrilineal clans, meaning family lines and land were passed down through the mother's side. Villages were led by councils of chiefs, and life revolved around cooperation and a deep respect for nature. At the heart of each community stood the men's meeting house. These weren't just buildings, they were living storybooks, their beams intricately carved with myths, historical battles, and important life lessons, serving as the political and cultural centers of Palauan life. Palauans were also master traders, creating a network of exchange with neighbors like Yap, trading shell money, pottery, and food, weaving a web of connections across Micronesia. For millennia, Palau remained a world of its own. But in the 16th century, the first ripples of a new era arrived. Spanish explorers, part of Magellan's circumnavigation, sighted the islands in 1522. But it took another century and a half for sustained contact to begin. Spain claimed Palau as part of its vast Caroline Islands territory, but its control was light. Missionaries arrived, and while some were welcomed, cultural clashes were inevitable. The islands remained on the periphery of the Spanish Empire, a distant jewel in their Pacific crown. The turn of the 20th century brought rapid change. After the Spanish-American War in 1899, Spain sold Palau to Germany. The Germans introduced coconut plantations for copra and established a more organized administration. But their rule was short-lived. With the outbreak of World War I in 1914, Japan seized Germany's Pacific territories, including Palau. The League of Nations later formalized this, granting Japan a mandate over the islands. This marked the beginning of one of the most transformative periods in Palauan history. Under Japanese administration, Palau became a bustling hub. The capital, Koror, was developed with modern infrastructure: roads, hospitals, and schools. Thousands of Japanese settlers moved in, eventually outnumbering the native Palauans. While this brought access to modern education and technology, it also meant Palauans were often treated as second-class citizens in their own land. Then came World War II, and Palau was thrust onto the global stage in the most brutal way. It became a fortress for the Japanese military. The Battle of Palau in 1944 was one of the Pacific War's deadliest conflicts. American forces fought to seize the island in a grueling 2-month battle that left thousands dead, and the island's landscape scarred and broken. For the Palauan people, it was a time of immense suffering and displacement. After the war, a new flag flew over Palau. The islands became part of the United Nations Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands, administered by the United States. The American era focused on rebuilding and preparing Palau for self-government. Democratic institutions were introduced, education shifted to English, and modern healthcare was established. In 1979, while other districts of the Trust Territory formed the Federated States of Micronesia, Palau chose a different path. Driven by a desire for complete sovereignty, Palauans drafted their own constitution in 1981, boldly declaring their nation a nuclear-free zone, a powerful statement of their environmental values. This nuclear-free clause complicated things. For over a decade, Palau negotiated a compact of free association with the U.S., an agreement for economic aid and defense. The debate was fierce, requiring multiple referendums and constitutional amendments. Finally, in 1994, the impasse was broken. The Republic of Palau became a fully independent sovereign nation ready to chart its own course. Since gaining independence, Palau has become a global leader in environmental conservation. This small nation thinks big when it comes to protecting its natural treasures. In 2009, it created the world's first national shark sanctuary. Then, in 2015, it went even further, establishing the Palau National Marine Sanctuary, which protects 80% of its ocean territory from fishing. This commitment is the backbone of its economy, which thrives on ecotourism. Divers and nature lovers flock here to witness its pristine coral reefs, stunning marine life, and the iconic rock islands, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Today, Palau is a vibrant democracy of about 20,000 people, proudly blending ancient traditions with modern life. The clan system and customary laws still hold sway, and the bai remains a symbol of community. Politically, it maintains a close partnership with the United States through the Compact, ensuring its security and stability. More importantly, Palau has found its voice on the world stage, advocating passionately for climate action and ocean protection. Its journey, from those first brave voyagers to a proud, independent nation, is an inspiring saga of resilience, cultural pride, and an unbreakable bond between people and their environment. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible historical journey to Palau. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into history. See you next time.